Amateur. Beginner. Unskillful. The competition is open to both amateur and professional sports players. Abolish. Eradicate. Destroy. This charity organization is in favor of abolishing the death penalty. Adequate. Sufficient. Plenty. We cannot guarantee adequate supplies of industrial raw materials. Shield. Defend. Protect. She used her left hand as a shield against the reflecting sunlight. Amplify. Augment. Magnify. Manufacturers can amplify the demand for a product by advertising extensively. Jubilant. Delighted. Overjoyed. The fans were in a jubilant mood as they left the stadium after the victory. Authentic. Accurate. Reliable. Visitors to the castle can enjoy a medieval banquet in an authentic setting. Lenient. Moderate. Light. The law enforcement agency is sometimes more lenient with female offenders. Handy. Useful. Convenient. First-time visitors to Switzerland will find this guide particularly handy. Captivate. Imprisonment. Confinement. With her beauty and charm, the actress captivated film audiences everywhere. Blend. Combine. Mix. Leave the sauce for 1 hour to allow the flavors to blend together. Genuine. Honest. Faithful. A number of fabricated works of art have been sold as genuine. Fragile. Weak. Feeble. The oil spill caused terrible damage to the fragile marine ecology of the coast. Contrary. Dissimilar. Conflicting. Contrary to expectations, the film was an instant commercial success. Clarify. Explain. Simplify. Headings and subheadings further clarify the structure of the research paper. Adamant. Unyielding. Firm. The authority was adamant in its determination to punish the corrupt officials. Gross. Improper. Outrageous. His news report was attacked as a gross distortion of the truth. Identical. Alike. Duplicate. The documents were identical in almost every particular way. Delicate. Fragile. Gentle. Tourists sometimes disturb the delicate balance of nature on the island. Regret. Remorse. Repentance. He says he doesn't regret anything that he's done in his early life. Enlarge. Expand. Magnify. There are procedures to enlarge the runway to enable jumbo jets to land. Mysterious. Elusive. Secret. The police have investigated the mysterious deaths of children at the hospital. Abrupt. Prompt. Quick. I was surprised by the abrupt ending to the conversation. Ingenious. Creative. Original. Many fish have ingenious methods of protecting their eggs from predators. Optional. Voluntary. Elective. Certain art and music courses are compulsory, while others are optional. Exempt. Release. Forgive. Students are exempt from dental charges under the current healthcare system. Generous. Giving. Selfless. She is very generous. She often buys things for other people. Fatal. Deadly. Killing. Fatal car accidents have decreased in frequency over recent years. Reliable. Trustworthy. Dependable. Trains are reliable, economical, and best for long-distance journeys. Conflict. Battle. Struggle. This is a serious dispute between them and could lead to armed conflict. Innocent. Guiltless. Blameless. He was accused of murder, but they found him innocent of the charge. Remark. Comment. Statement. It is totally offensive to remark upon the appearance of other people. Dubious. Doubtful. Questionable. The outcomes of this course of action will remain dubious for some time. Enormous. Vast. Immense. Germany has been producing enormous quantities of petroleum, iron, and steel. Thrive. Prosper. Flourish. Innovative people are usually very determined and thrive on overcoming obstacles. Sociable. Friendly. Cordial. The sociable behavior of lions is considered unusual for the cat family. Investigate. Explore. Scrutinize. A government committee will investigate allegations of racial discrimination. Myth. Fiction. Fantasy. It's challenging to separate hard facts from myths, or truth from lies. Destitute. Poor. Penniless. Taxpayers have to pay health insurance premiums for the old and destitute. Optimistic. Confident. Assertive. We remain strongly optimistic that an agreement could be reached. Wise. Intelligent. Brilliant. It is wise to seek help and counsel as soon as possible for an immediate solution. Yield. Produce. Provide. Their research has only recently begun to yield important results. Conceal. Reveal. Disclose. The newspaper accused the government of concealing the documents. Ordinary. Regular. Average. It is possible to abstract precious medicines from ordinary substances. Essential. Crucial. Vital. The appreciation of beauty is an essential part of all healthy human nature. Reply. Answer. Respond. We should think about your proposal before we provide a definite reply. Inapt. Irrelevant. Useless. The woman's inept attempt at a joke didn't seem suitable for the setting. Surplus. Additional. Extra. The biomedical industry has a large and growing trade surplus. Vague. Unclear. Obscure. I do have a vague memory of meeting her many years ago at the rail station. Obsolete. Extinct. Antiquated. With technological alterations, many traditional skills have become obsolete. Consequence. Effect. Outcome. The disease is an unavoidable consequence of poor living conditions. Aesthetic. Beautiful. Lovely. The benefits of a new project are both financial and aesthetic. Phenomenal. Excellent. Magnificent. Exports of Australian sea products are growing at a phenomenal rate. Accomplish. Achieve. Get done. You can actually accomplish a lot more in life by moderate persuasion. Tangible. Concrete. Definite. The scheme must have tangible benefits for the poor communities. Bottom. Base. Foundation. If you would like to climb, the ladder must begin at the bottom. acceptable, suitable, satisfactory. Nowadays, it is becoming more acceptable for women to drink alcohol. Captivating, interesting, fascinating. His captivating personality makes him a shining star in business situations. Uncertain, doubtful, questionable. The police are still uncertain of the contract killer's identity. Triumph, victory, success. The greater the fight, the more glorious the triumph. Reluctant, unwilling, hesitant. Grocery shops are often reluctant to take back unsatisfactory goods. Diverse, different, distinct. The marine environments in Australia are geographically more diverse. Launch, begin, initiate. This company going to launch a big recruitment drive in the autumn. Effortless, easy, straightforward. We were perplexed by the effortless intercontinental overnight shipment of packages. Potent, strong, powerful. This is an extremely potent drug and can have unpleasant side effects. Docile, tame, gentle. The once docile population has finally risen up against the autocratic regime. Ample, many, sufficient. The audience will have ample opportunity to ask questions after the talk. Serene, tranquil, calm. 6 months later, the international oil market has become serene, even sleepy. Resist, withstand, defy. We were determined to resist pressure to reform the old law. Amazing, fabulous, extraordinary. The human body has an amazing capacity to fight against diseases. Sincere. Honest. Earnest. He seemed sincere in his commitment to finishing the task before June. Adversity. Misfortune. Hardship. In the time of prosperity be thrilled, but in the day of adversity consider. Strange. Peculiar. Unusual. Many strange customs and cultures have survived from earlier times. Interrogate. Ask. Question. The public prosecutor took a long time to interrogate the witness fully. Awful. Dreadful. Terrible. She soon realized that she had made an awful mistake in her research paper. Heroic. Brave. Fearless. His heroic action has left a profound impression on people's minds. Sparkling. Bright. Shining. The engineering faculty has had another year of sparkling results. Bother. Annoy. Disturb. I'm sorry to bother you, but could you tell me the way to the airport? Tranquil. Calm. Peaceful. This is a tranquil village nestling between the banks of the river. Approach. Come. Reach. We must approach the problem from a different perspective. Attempt. Try. Strive. The attempt to expand the business was a catastrophic failure. Frosty. Cool. Chilly. The nights in winter are frosty and snow falls occasionally. Assure. Guarantee. Promise. He hastened to assure me that there was nothing unusual to report. Crooked. Twisted. Zigzag. The old man twisted his face in a mock laugh and slapped his knee. Negotiation. Bargain. Deal. These proposals characterize a realistic starting point for negotiation. Connect. Join. Fasten. The marketing department will connect you with our sales department. Allow. Permit. Approve. The school authority cannot allow such behavior to continue unchecked. Hazardous. Dangerous. Risky. The workers were paid extra money for working in such hazardous conditions. Evaluate. Assess. Estimate. Our research attempts to evaluate the effectiveness of the new drugs. Dismal. Depressing. Gloomy. She felt dismal after reading a piece of bad news in the newspaper. Preceding. Former. Previous. This seems to challenge the argument in the preceding paragraph. Determine. Decide. Settle. An investigation was set up to determine the cause of the accident. Esteem. Respect. Honor. She is held in high esteem by colleagues in the medical industry. Definite. Certain. Distinct. It's impossible for me to give you a definite answer to this question. Diminish. Decrease. Lessen. We don't wish to diminish the importance of their contribution. Palatable. Delicious. Appetizing. There was always a palatable smell coming from our kitchen. Conduct. Behave. Act. The prisoner was released early because of decent conduct. Narrate. Describe. Represent. Science documentaries are often narrated by well-known actors. Locate. Find. Identify. Researchers are endeavoring to locate the source of the problem. Demolish. Destroy. Ruin. To demolish enemy fortifications, heavy guns had been established. Prohibit. Forbid. Outlaw. The health departments decided to prohibit the import of toxic waste. Inequality. Difference. Dissimilarity. The regulation has done little to prevent racial discrimination and inequality. Annually. Yearly. Every year. It makes no difference whether bonuses are paid quarterly or annually. Execute. Do. Carry out. Make sure that you execute all movements smoothly and without bumping. Suggest. Propose. Recommend. Current estimates suggest that supplies will run out within a few months. Monotonous. Dull. Boring. Working on the production line is monotonous and lacks variety. Goal. Aim. Target. Total disarmament was the ultimate goal of the international conference. Enthusiastic. Eager. Interested. We were enthusiastic about a project for building a new bridge. Fortunate. Lucky. Felicitous. The old lady's fortunate enough to have a good health condition. Terminate. End. Conclude. This organization had the right to terminate his employment at any time. Approximately. Nearly. Almost. The classes contain approximately equal numbers of students. Appreciate. Enjoy. Indulge in. In time you'll appreciate the beauty and subtlety of the English language. Particular. Specific. Definite. There was nothing in the document of particular importance. Elaborate. Explain. Interpret. We understand the situation, you needn't elaborate any further. Rescue. Saving. Salvation. Rescue teams worked desperately to restore the area shattered by the hurricane. Biased. Unfair. Unjust. The methods they employed were heavily biased in the upper classes' favor. Descend. Fall. Drop. As you descend, all of a sudden you see at last the hidden waterfall. Split. Divide. Break apart. A serious split in the ruling party appeared soon after the election. Deceptive. False. Fake. These insects here are deceptive. It looks calm but is in fact very dangerous. Conqueror. Winner. Champion. He is the greatest conqueror who has conquered himself. Distinguished. Famous. Well known. The man was a loyal, distinguished, and very competent civil servant. Supplementary. Extra. Additional. A supplementary volume has been published containing the health agenda. Rapid. Fast. Quick. There has been a rapid acceleration in the growth music industry. Occupation. Job. Profession. In many societies, families are classified according to the father's occupation. Emancipation. Freedom. Liberty. The Emancipation Declaration abolished slavery in the United States. Acquire. Learn. Study. She was keen to acquire more diverse culinary skills. Panic. Fear. Horror. An earthquake hit the town, causing panic among the population. Subscribe. Agree. Consent. Organizations do not all subscribe to the current marketing concept. Hover. Fly. Soar. Some predatory birds hover when they look for animals to kill on the ground. Abandon. Forsake. Leave. People often generally abandon their pet animals when they go abroad. Comic. Funny. Entertaining. She can always be relied on to provide comic relief at a boring gathering. Principally. Chiefly. Mainly. The films were bought principally for their entertainment value. Obtain. Get. Acquire. The police were capable of obtaining a set of fingerprints from the suspect. Garrulous. Talkative. Communicative. Her normally garrulous neighbor had little to say on the subject. Proceed. Go. Move. The problems have been fixed and the work can now proceed. Dialogue. Speech. Expression. There needs to be a constructive dialogue between management and staff. Remarkable. Great. Noteworthy. It was a remarkable achievement for such a young cricket player. Loyal. Faithful. Ardent. Even his most ardent supporters disagreed with this radical change. Satisfied. Happy. Pleased. The catalog is full of testimonials from satisfied consumers. Abhor. Hate. Dislike. We abhor any form of cruelty towards wild animals. Possess. Have. Own. It is of the great importance what kind of temperament you possess. Aid. Help. Support. They have made an urgent request for international aid. Trip. Journey. Tour. Her trip through the world made an interesting narrative. Conceal. Hide. Mask. He couldn't quite conceal the deep disappointment he felt. Exterior. Outside. Away from. There are shutters on the exterior of the glass windows. Hasten. Hurry. Rush. I have just returned and hasten to write down what I have experienced. Quantity. Number. Amount. Fire gas was detected in sufficient quantity to warrant a careful alarm. Hurt. Harm. Injure. Movement can be agonizing when you've hurt your back. Thought. Idea. Concept. Human's life is measured by thought and action, not by time. Significant. Important. Necessary. The talks represented the opening significant move towards peace. Courteous. Polite. Sociable. The field marshals were extremely courteous and well-trained. Engaging. Interesting. Attractive. His engaging personality made him popular with his colleagues. Isolate. Detach. Separate. Doctors are still trying to isolate the gene that causes this abnormality. Retain. Keep. Hold. The renovated buildings have retained their traditional character. Assassinate. Kill. Murder. The plot to assassinate the president had started long before he was killed. Sluggish. Lazy. Inactive. After staying up all night, the tired student was sluggish when morning arrived. Proximate. Close. Nearby. The proximate publication of his story made him both nervous and excited. Miniature. Little. Tiny. A miniature model of the castle was created with modeling clay. Glance. Look. Gaze. His glance gave me the understanding that he disagreed with me. Adore. Love. Worship. Her mother loves to adore her in public even though she finds it embarrassing. Deafening. Loud. Noisy. We could hear the deafening sound of the explosions as the missiles hit. Originate. Make. Create. Could life originate in environments where there is no sufficient oxygen? Label. Mark. Imprint. I read the information on the label before deciding which pickle to buy. Confess. Admit. Acknowledge. I must confess to knowing nothing about computer science. Mischievous. Playful. Naughty. Her appearance is mischievous, her mouth about to laugh. Parallel. Alike. Similar. Stamp collecting and coin collecting are parallel kinds of hobbies. Finalize. Complete. Finish. We are saying nothing until all the key details have been finalized. Depart. Leave. Exit. The majority of holiday flights depart and arrive at this airport on schedule. Neat. Orderly. Tidy. This health book is a neat epitome of everyday hygiene. Unique. New. Modern. Each person's genetic code is unique with the exception of identical twins. Considerate. Kind. Caring. She is always generous and considerate towards her employees. Primitive. Old. Ancient. Early settlers in America had to cope with very primitive living conditions. Heat. Listen. Hear. They failed to heed a warning about the upcoming danger of earthquakes. Portion. Part. Fragment. Salaries take up a considerable portion of the company's total budget. Error. Mistake. Fault. The cause of the catastrophe was engine failure, not human error. Space. Place. Area. Keep your office space looking decent, particularly your desk. Take place. Occur. Happen. A man is not old until his regrets take place of his thoughts. Scheme. Plan. Blueprint. The scheme might work better with more auspicious circumstances. Opportunity. Chance. Advantage. Weak people wait for opportunity, but strong-minded people make it. Deny. Reject. Avoid. Those who deny liberty to others hardly deserve it for themselves. Dilemma. Predicament. Plight. They faced a dilemma about whether to accept the offer or not. Affluent. Rich. Wealthy. Both authority and wealth aggregate within the affluent class. Circular. Round. Global. Venus orbits around the Sun in a circular orbit once every 225 Earth days. Calm. Quiet. Silent. The authority asked us to remain calm after the fire alarm went off. Accurate. Right. Correct. The model of the theme park is accurate down to the last detail. Blend. Mixture. Compound. She blended the flour with the milk to make a smooth paste. Sprint. Run. Race. This sports car could comfortably outpace its rivals in a sprint. Worth. Value. Weight. A handful of common sense is worth a mountain of learning. Scared. Frightened. Alarmed. He was scared that his mother would not allow him to go to the cinema with his friends. Desire. Want. Long for. Most young learners have an insatiable desire for knowledge. Exhibit. Show. Display. The open art exhibition will permit new artists to exhibit their work. Adhere. Comply. Observe. We adhere to the principles of equal rights and freedom of expression. Tedious. Slow. Gradual. We had to listen to all the tedious details of his business success. halt, stop, cease. The government has failed to halt economic decline for years. Myth, story, tale. Some people believe in the myth about human beings becoming immortals. Barrier, barricade, obstacle. The airplane crashed into the safety barrier and burst into flames. Contemplate, think, consider. He contemplated the meaning of the verse in the Bible for a long time. Blunt, dull, insensitive. According to the report, his attackers beat him with a blunt instrument. Anxiety, trouble, difficulty. The patient has exhibited symptoms of anxiety and overwhelming concern. Compassion, kindness, sympathy. Elderly people need time and compassion from their medical practitioners. Repulsive, ugly, gross. The repulsive smell of the dead animal's body sent me running from the house. Depressed, unhappy, sorrowful. He became severely depressed after his father's death. Utilize, use, exercise. The Romans were the first to utilize concrete as a building material. Erroneous, wrong, incorrect. Their future economic predictions are based on some erroneous assumptions.